fallout, smoke, women crying for their sons because their sons are not, Romans killing riotous groups that are rising up. Free Judea, free our people, autonomy for Israel. You had Herod, an Edomite, and his dynasty. Herod's ruling, killing any potential threat, any potential Messiah. Then you had the Pharisees and the Sadducees, that we learn from Josephus are not Jews by birth. No.
Z Dynasty. This is your boy, the man, the myth, the legend, Mr. Brandon Jessland Ben Zion, IEJB Zion, with another banger, y'all. So y'all had to do this one. I'm not gonna let the intro be too long today, guys. We gotta jump on into this stuff. I'm getting sick and tired of these Ashkenazi Jews. This is why our people have to come together as a people, right? Because if we make any statement, right, if we challenge people that have challenged people to prove their ethnicity, or say, well, make any comment about a people that, keep in mind, have stolen our legacy and our history and heritage, I'm just gonna keep it straight, we catch hell for that thing. Now, Whoopi Goldberg caught a bunch of hell, you guys, and I might put some a clip from Nick Cannon, because Nick Cannon was in similar condition, y'all, when he made that comment about them Ish people over there not being linked to Israel. And y'all understand what I'm saying. If you ask any Jewish person, are they an Israelite, they will tell you they are a Jew. They make no claim at being a descendant, right? Most scholars say that Jew is not a ethnicity. It's a religion. It's Judaism, right? Like when we as Israelites apply it, we are making a ethnicity claim. How is ethnicity a cult, right? We're proving that we are descendants of Israel, descendants of Eber. We're Hebrew Israelites by ethnicity, not by religion. So when we challenge these people that got a land and a country, and they have no ties to that land based on ethnicity, yeah, you can be a Jew. Anybody can be a Jew by religion, right? And that's what Whoopi Goldberg was saying, y'all. But I ain't going to go too far in. I'm going to go ahead and pull it up, and we're going to deal with this, you guys. Let me get it up.
The View co-host Whoopi Goldberg suspended for 2 weeks for her comments about the Holocaust. Ariel Reshev has the story. Good morning, Ariel.
Good morning to you, George. Though Goldberg has apologized, her comments sparked a firestorm, some seeing this as a troubling sign of fading understanding about the horrors of the Holocaust. This morning, ABC News suspending Whoopi Goldberg for 2 weeks in response to her inflammatory remarks about the Holocaust. ABC News President Kim Godwin saying in a statement, effective immediately, I am suspending Whoopi Goldberg for 2 weeks for her wrong and hurtful comments. While Whoopi has apologized, I've asked her to take time to reflect and learn about the impact of her comments. The entire ABC News organization stands in solidarity with our Jewish colleagues, friends, family, and communities.
If you're going to do this, then let's be truthful about it, because the Holocaust isn't about race.
On Monday's show, the host of ABC's The View inaccurately claimed the Holocaust was not related to race.
It's not about race. It's not about race.
What is it about?
Because it's about man's inhumanity to man. That's what it's about. Whoopi Goldberg.
Goldberg appearing to double down on the Colbert Show that night.
The American experience tends to be based on skin.
Yes. And so that is what race means to me.
Mm-hmm.
When you talk about being a racist, I was saying you can't call this racism. This was evil.
Mm-hmm.
This wasn't based on the skin. You couldn't tell who was Jewish.
Mm-hmm.
They had to delve deeply to figure it out.
Then tweeting an apology saying in part, the Jewish people around the world have always had my support and that will never waver. I'm sorry for the hurt I have caused. And the next day opening The View with this.
I said that the Holocaust wasn't about race, and it was instead about man's inhumanity to man. But it is indeed about race, because Hitler and the Nazis considered Jews to be an inferior race. Now, words matter, and mine are no exception. I regret my comments, as I said, and I stand corrected. I also stand with the Jewish people, as they know, and y'all know, because I've always done that.
By the end of the Holocaust, just 77 years ago, 6 million Jews had been murdered.
That might not fit exactly or feel different than the way we think about race in 21st century America, where primarily it's about people of color. But throughout the Jewish people's history, they have been marginalized, they have been persecuted, they have been slaughtered in large part because many people felt they were not just a different religion, but indeed a different race.
The head of the Anti-Defamation League warning anti-Semitism is still a real and present danger.
We need people in good faith on the left and the right to call this out forcefully, fully, without hesitation.
And studies show an alarming decline in knowledge about the Holocaust at a time when anti-Semitism has surged to unprecedented levels. The FBI saying Jews are the most targeted for religious-based hate crimes in this country. And George, as you heard there...
Yeah, where do they get these... I'm sorry, I had to pause it. It was only like 30 seconds left. Where are they getting these statistics from? I'm like, they're saying that Jewish history is on a decline. They beat that into our heads like 9/11. And I'm sorry if I offended any Gentile people. I really don't really care. I just got to tell the truth, you guys, because I'm sick and tired of our people who some estimate around 200 to 250 million documented African slaves were murdered during the time of slavery. But you don't hear about that. And if anything, they're trying to take this knowledge out of the history books. There are multiple states that are trying to revise history and lessen the critical race and dealing with race and how it infiltrates every aspect of society. They're trying to diminish that being taught in schools, right? But the Jewish thing, they force that down our throat. Now understand, if all lives are equal, then 200 million should clearly be more than 6 million, and just by mathematics. So how does her statement, y'all, I don't know. I might just be kind of ranting with this stuff, y'all, but it's frustrating how they've kind of done Whoopi over this statement. She said it was a crime against it was inhumanity. It was a crime against humanity. It was evil, right? But they ain't even want that. Now, okay, now I'm gonna be objective for a second, you guys. When you look at history, our people as Israelites were oppressed, right? We were oppressed because we practiced Judaism during the time of Al-Andalus or Moorish Spain, right? And you couldn't tell the difference because you had a lot of Israelites, a lot of Moors that practiced Islam and Arabic, and I'm gonna do a video on that. Are we Moors? Is Islam the black man's religion? Because as you will see, there are a lot of hidden nuggets to Islam. Now, I'm not saying yay or nay, but Islam does kind of show a preservation of our people during that period, because a lot of our people just said that they were Islamic just to avoid persecution. But what you had was Christians that were taking black Israelites and making them Christians, and they would investigate into other black people to see whether or not they were secret or crypto Jews. Now, that's a lot of information on that, you guys, because you had some Moranos or Moriscos, which were Moors that practiced Christianity, whereas you had Moors that practiced Islam, and then you had Moors that practiced Judaism. So these are all black people. So the Inquisition was meant to investigate if they were secretly practicing the Sabbath, if they were secretly doing this and doing that, naming their kids Hebrew names, not eating pork, right? So the Christian church was investigating this. So you can say during that period it wasn't about race, because you did have Moriscos and Moranos, which were Moors that were Christian. So I get what they're saying, but it's not like she was saying that in terms of a derogatory statement. What she was saying was that they were white people. You know, the Germans were white, Caucasian, and that the Jews were white. So it's not race based on what we think of it as. In America, we've been taught, like they said, historically, that race was about color. And it's not like just we've been taught that. That's how we were oppressed. Like if you were black, if you had it was a one drop rule. If you looked black, if your parents or your grandparents were suspected to be black, you were looked at as a Negro or a nigger, right? So what she's saying is not unfounded. It's not like what she said was untrue to history, right? Y'all, we're going to do some definitions real quick. Let me pull up Shemite real quick, because I'm getting tired of my people being labeled anti-Shemites or saying, okay, let's look at Shemite. Webster Dictionary, right? First definition: of, relating to, or constituting a subfamily of the Afro-Asiatic language family that includes Hebrew, Aramaic, Arabic, and Amharic. I hadn't seen that before. Number two, of, relating to, or characteristic of the Shemites. Right? So now, Webster's Dictionary lets you know that the people that originally spoke this Afro-Asiatic language were referred to as Shemitic. Now, we know this is dealing from the language aspect, but we deal with Shemitic from a lineage standpoint. So, right. So anybody that is a descendant of Shem also can be referred to as Shemitic. And so, you know, Hebrew is a language as well as it's a people, you know. So what we're saying as Israelites is that we descend from Shem. We are descendants from Shem. And thus, how can we be anti-Shemitic, right? When we criticize the people over there, them Ish people, it's because they are not linked biologically to the people. Yeah, they can speak the language. Yeah, they can speak Hebrew, even though I think the Hebrew they speaking is Yiddish, right? But, I mean, that's neither here nor there. They just say they're speaking Hebrew. They can speak the language and practice the customs, but not be the people of the book. And that's what we're arguing. We're like, you made a political claim to power, right? Where they put you in the land in 1948 because of an ethnicity, when you yourselves admit that, okay, we are practicing Jews. My great-great-grandmother was practicing Judaism back in Germany. But that's not what the Palestinians are frustrated with. They saying the ethnic people, the ethnic Shemites, the ethnic Israelites left black and y'all coming back white. We dealing with, no, this land was promised to a lineage, a specific family or subfamily from Abraham, specifically Jacob. So that's our frustration. So first of all, we can't be anti-Shemitic because we're Shemitic. We descend from the biblical Shem. Shem was the son that the Most High gave Adam in replace of Abel, who Cain killed, right? And that's a lot of families, you guys. That's all of Abraham. That's multiple different people are Shemites, right? Are Shemitic. So, I mean, Esau, Europeans, Japheth, I mean, because Noah is under Shem. I mean, it's Moabites, Asian people, you know, Hamites. So this whole anti-Shemitic thing is bogus, right? It's just a political term to cause people not to or be afraid to criticize those Ish people when they're clearly playing a lot of politics. You know, they're playing a lot of politics. And so I just, you guys, we just got to stand up for one another, and we can't let our people get oppressed like this and we not deal with it, right? Because she's suspended over saying it was a crime against humanity and saying it wasn't a racial issue when them were white folks killing white folks. Now, whether they were white Jews versus white Germans, I mean, but yeah, y'all, I ain't gonna keep this too long, y'all. Israel, we just got to stay prayed up, and we got to support our people when they taking stances like this and not let it go unseen or unheard. I just had to get that ran out my system, y'all. I just get tired of this stuff, man. I'd be like, man, we the people of the book. We're Shemites by blood. We're Israelites by ethnicity. And we can't criticize them folks unless you'll be prepared to lose your job or something like that. So, y'all, with that, we're going to be hitting back into the Black History Month series. I just had to get this out. I don't know, depending on when I post this, if the Black History Month segment or the Black Power series has already started. But y'all like this up, comment, subscribe, drop some video ideas, anything you want me to cover. And I love you guys. Peace, blessings, and black power to the chosen race of the Most High Yah, even the sons of Zion. And with that, you all, shalom. All praise.